Okay, I'm going to go over a couple problems that go over how to find a z star value and also how to work backwards. So this one, we're given the z star value 1.476. We want to determine what confidence level did we use. So in order to do this, we need to look at our z chart. So in our z-score table, we look for 1.476, so 1.477 we'll say, which is, we'll say about 93%. We'll round up 93%. So what that tells me is if we have a distribution like this, our line right here is where 1.476 is, and then this is 93%. Well, 93% is not going to be our confidence level, because remember, our confidence level is centered. So if that's 93%, this area to the left is 93%. That means this area is 7%. Which means if we're trying to center this distribution, this area is also 7%. So to figure out the confidence level, the percent that's between these two lines, we're going to do 100 minus 14%. So 100 minus 14, the 14 came from the 7% here and the 7% here. So that's going to be 86%. So this would be an 86% confidence level. But honestly, I would not worry about that too much. You won't need to know how to do that. The second problem, this is kind of a little bit more in line with what you should be able to do. It says Elena wants to build a one-sample z interval to estimate what proportion of computers produced at a factory have a certain defect. She chooses a confidence level of 94%. A random sample of 200 computers shows that 12 computers have the defect. So what critical value of z should we use to construct the confidence interval? So if we're trying to calculate a 94% confidence level, that means this area in the middle is 94%. And if that's 94%, that means I have 6% left to give to each side. Well, if I have 6%, I'm going to cut that in half to distribute it evenly, which means that this is 3% and this is 3%. So to determine what z interval to use, I'm going to figure out how much is to the left. So that's 94 plus 3. This is 97. And I'm going to use my table backwards. I'm going to look for 0.97 in our table. And that's going to tell me what z I should use. So looking at my table, 0.97, the closest thing we have to 0.97 is this value right here, and that's going to be 1.88. So this z value is 1.88. So you will rarely have to do this by hand because you're going to be given this table, a t-table, which you'll learn a little bit more in the later lessons. But if you look at the bottom of your t-table, there are some values for common confidence levels. So for instance, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 96, 98, 99, etc. The z star values you use are the very last row of this table. So for instance, to calculate a 95% confidence interval, you're going to use 1.96. To calculate a 99% confidence interval, you're going to use 2.576. You only need to do this working backwards process if you're given a confidence level such as 94% that is not found on that table.